All right. Let's get this show started. We're live on YouTube. Welcome to Saskatchewan's Rural Pitch 2025. I'm Jesse Weeb with Startup TNT, and I'm so excited to be here with the man, the myth, the legend from Estevan, Gord Moore. Let's give it up.
Woohoo! I have to say, I'm a little intimidated being beside Mr. Energy here, but I will try to keep up with him.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here in the Energy City, Estevan, down in the corner of Southeast Saskatchewan. But before we get started, let's do a quick reminder of where we are tonight and that we respectfully acknowledge that we are gathered on Treaty 4 territory, the traditional lands of the Cree, Saulteaux, Dakota, and Lakota peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. These lands have been home to community and stewardship for generations, and we recognize and honor the deep and ongoing relationship Indigenous peoples have with this land. At Startup TNT, we believe that the land acknowledgement is not just a gesture, it is a reminder of the importance of place, of people, and of the knowledge that exists long before us. It also reminds us that innovation doesn't only happen in urban centers or global tech hubs. It happens here too, in our rural communities, where resilience, creativity, and entrepreneurship are a way of life.
Absolutely. And today's pitch is about celebrating rural innovation. I think the whole conference is all about that. And it's about solving local problems, local rural problems in homegrown ways. You heard about us talking about that on stage with Aaron. It's also about supporting founders. That's the huge. People are like, what's your biggest gap? Support your founders, whether that's through mentorship, whether that's through getting sales connections, whether that's just through helping them with funding, whatever that may be.
Yeah, so as we hear from the entrepreneurs pitching today, let's do so with gratitude for the land we're on and with a renewed commitment to building a future that's inclusive, sustainable, and rooted in community, which is all about what we're doing here at Rural Pitch 2025. And it's a pitch competition tonight. And folks might be wondering, what is a pitch competition, Gord?
Well, if you don't know what a pitch competition is, you have Shark Tank, you have Dragon's Den. That's what we're going to do today. But what it's more about is about just giving our pitchers an opportunity to learn how to do an elevator pitch, learning how to have that 5 minutes where they get to talk to people. It's also about showcasing what innovation is happening in rural. Everyone that you're going to see on the stage right now, it comes from a rural community all over Saskatchewan. So you're going to see some really cool things and support them.
Yeah, and we've got legal support from Recurture as our prize tonight, along with a $15K cash prize pool, thanks to Rise. And we were supposed to have, round of applause for that. And this is supposed to be the moment where I was going to invite Stephen Hansen back on stage. He was on earlier today, the program director from Rise, to talk a little bit about that program. But what's happening with Stephen now?
I got a big smile on my face. This is so Saskatchewan. Yeah. He comes up to me at lunch. He's like, Gord, here's a picture. And this is the tire on my combine. And that is an antler stuck in the tire. So I'm going to be gone for the next 3 days because I got to get this done. So I'm going to fill in for Stephen to explain what RISE is. So it stands for the Rural Incubation Startup Ecosystem. So what does that mean? Why do we choose those words? Well, obviously rural, but it's about an ecosystem. And I know that's a buzzword, but it actually means about all of us creating a culture, a space, a place where innovators, as you were hearing earlier today, can have their business grow into something successful in their home community. And startup, obviously, because they're new, they're starting up, they just have an idea, how do we take it to the next step? So if you know of anybody, like I like to say, if you know anyone in the basement, if you know anyone in the garage who's either coding or tinkering away with some woodwork or with some welding, have them reach out to us or reach out to Stephen, and we can help them become successful. And maybe next year, it'll be up here.
Absolutely, right? We want to be supporting rural innovation, right? And why don't you remind us really quick, why is rural innovation matter? Right? We obviously have some great organizations here in the province, like Collabs, who came all the way down here tonight. Jonathan,
yes, thank you, Jonathan.
And Cultivator out of Regina, big supporters of the ecosystem. But why does supporting folks working in rural areas so important? Why does it matter?
Well, a lot of people, you might have already heard me talk about this, but it is true. Like I was mentioning it earlier. Well, Stephen, just happened to Stephen.
Yeah.
Your combine breaks, so you don't go, oh darn, next year. he's already up there innovating right now and showing his resilience to keep things going. So we have this culture within us to innovate. So why does it matter? Canada needs innovation. It needs people starting up new businesses. And that is something that we in the rural communities can tap into and do.
Absolutely, right? It takes a whole group of people to support making innovation happen. And we are so thankful to have all of these amazing folks here from these great organizations. Way too many lists. Let's give a round of applause for all these folks making this rural innovation
I'm
pitch
so proud
competition
to
happen.
see so many logos on that screen. So thank you all very
Absolutely.
much.
Communities coming together. That's what makes happen. We say at TNT all the time, it takes a village to raise a startup. And this is the village that's come together to help raise these startups up today.
We're a city now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I get it. All right. And so who have we come to see here tonight? We've got 4 amazing pictures you're going to see here. We got Christy Skelton from Emerald Acres, Canada, out of the Rosetown area. Our local Jill with My Daughter's Beads. What else do we got, Gord?
Sorry, I have bad eyesight.
Yeah.
We have John Lehman.
Chariot Command out of Yorkton.
Do you want to give a hand wave out there?
He's over there.
He's over there. And we've got Brad Peterson.
Side FX.
Side FX.
So coming from all different corners. I can't remember where you came from, Brad, but I know we got different corners of
Saskatoon.
Saskatoon area.
No.
Yeah. But we coming from all over the province. Let's give a round of applause for all our amazing pitchers tonight.
Woo.
Putting themselves out there. It's not easy. And we're giving away money, so that means we've got judges, don't we?
Yes, we do. They're very judgmental, and they're all over there looking judgmental, ready to judge you.
They're excited. Not only are they reviewing the pitch tonight, but they also reviewed the business plan for all of these pitchers as well, and they prepared some great questions. So let's welcome to the stage. First off, we have the managing partner at Tallgrass Ventures, a seed stage venture capital firm based in Calgary, Alberta, that's focused on agri-food tech solutions and early stage innovation. Let's welcome to the stage Chris Edwards.
Woohoo! And I hear he's an Estevan boy somewhere in there.
Hometown boy coming home.
There we go.
We love to see it. And who's next?
We got our homegrown Jim Wilson from Wiltech Enterprise. Jim Wilson is the president and CEO of Wiltech Enterprises, a family-owned fluid power company headquartered here in Estevan. I think most people know this, but if you don't. Under the leadership, Wiltech provides full-service fluid power solutions across Saskatchewan with branches in Estevan, Regina, Saskatoon, and serving industries such as mining, oil and gas, agriculture, construction, and power. Let's give it up for Mr. Jim.
Woo.
Thank you.
Oh,
it's written down.
And representative from one of our title sponsors here, SAS Power, as a consultant and stakeholder relations, but also a former Rough Rider who hosts the pre and post game radio show during the season. Let's give it up for Wes Cates.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. I don't know about being judged by a Rough Rider here. That's going. So we also have Nolan Murray. He's a manager of agriculture in the Affinity Credit Union. In that role, he leads agriculture lenders and agricultural business advisory specialists. He also has the name, not Nolan, but Affinity of this building. And they house us in our office. So thank you for coming, Nolan.
Give it up for Nolan. And last but certainly not least, we have my friend, the economic development professional with 15 years experience, currently running Shapeshift Developments, a consultant agency focused on ECDev. He's also on the board of directors for Saskatchewan Digital ECDev Network and for the Flying Dust First Nations. Let's give it up for Christian Boyle.
So a year ago, Christian stood beside me and he said, "Do you feel like you are a Yeti between you're between a Yeti?"
Between two ferns, it's between two Yetis right here.
Yeah. There you go. Right?
There you go.
Have a seat.
All right, let's give it up for Christian. Okay, so we've got our judges in place. They're ready to go. They're going to be responsible at the end for picking what's going to be happening with our $15K prize pool. But what's going to be happening here next is our 4 pitches. They're each going to get 5 minutes to pitch. They've got a little timer here on stage. We're not going to be jerks about it. We're going to let them go a little bit over if they need to, but they got to stay tight within those 5 minutes. It's not easy to do, as some of our pitchers figured out. So for some people, this is old hat, and for some, this is a new go. So we're excited here today. And then they're going to get at least one question from each of our judges. Ideally, it's going to take about a minute to do each of those questions. So try to be quick presenters on giving a quick answer to our judges. And all of you here, We want you to cheer them on. But what else we want to do? We want to be thinking about how they can help, right? How can people help these startups tonight?
Well, the good thing about them pitching up right now is you're going to hear their idea for the first time. So when you're hearing them talk, think about, do you know anyone that you can introduce them to for a customer? Or do you know anyone else there that might be interested in helping them fund? Do you know anyone, or maybe it's yourself, that can give them good advice? And I'd actually say, and Stephen would say it more and more, mentorship is worth more than money any day and every day. But also, take some pictures, share your feedback, get their pictures up there, do some hashtags, and really let's showcase this happening.
Absolutely, yeah. So be prepared to jump in here. And of course, you're going to have some time during the deliberation to talk to our pitchers, give some advice, maybe hand them your card and see how you can help them out.
I think our pitchers need some more pictures.
Yeah, do we need
Are
more?
you guys okay?
We'll get extra water if they need. They're under the hot lights up here. But without further ado, let's get the pitches started. And we're going to welcome some co-hosts on stage to help us introduce. Let's welcome, say, Rebecca Ford from the city of Estevan to introduce our first pitcher.
The scariest part of this is walking up those stairs. They're a little bit intimidating.
Yeah, and it's a little wobbly on stage if you hadn't noticed.
Hey, we're not dancing, though, so it's perfectly fine.
We're giving it away here with our next presenter. But before we do, I'd love to hear a little bit more about the work you're doing at City of Estevan to support amazing conferences and programs like the Southeast Tech Hub in this region.
Absolutely. Well, I'm the community development officer for the city of Estevan, and we're just working really hard to, make those introductions in the community to say, here's Estevan, here's Saskatchewan, and just really working hard to make sure we're bringing that investment to Estevan and to Saskatchewan through business development, through connecting them with Gord, through finding grants for people starting their businesses, just through any way we possibly can. So it's been a really cool experience so far.
All right, so if someone's interested in getting a little bit more involved in Estevan, how should they reach out? How should they get in touch? How can they give back and work with you?
So Gord and I actually share an office, so you get 2 for the price of 1 when you walk into our office.
There you go.
Sometimes a blessing and a curse. But EstevanEconomicDevelopment.com is our website, and you can find all the city incentives. You can find various federal grants on there, any presentations that are coming up. My email address is on there. The city's address is on there. Phone number, everything is on there.
All right, easy to contact. That's what we love about Saskatchewan. Everyone's always just a phone call away. So reach out to Rebecca if you're interested in getting involved. But let's get this show on the road. Who is our first pitcher of the evening?
So our very first presentation is Andrew John Lehman, and he's with Chariot Command. And I don't know if anybody's heard the Chapel Roan song, that I'm moving to Saskatchewan thing. Well, Andrew 3 months ago actually put that on LinkedIn, and he blew up. He was viral. So I'm going to say he was the first person who said he was moving to Saskatchewan. But yes, we'd like to welcome Andrew, and he now hails from Yorkton. So welcome, Andrew, and welcome to Saskatchewan.
Woo! Give it up for Andrew. Just hand it.
I dropped the mic.
You got a mic? Oh, I don't have a mic. We'll give you that one.
I'm loud and obnoxious. Thank you. Howdy, y'all. Howdy. Is someone gonna jump up and say when the timer starts, or? Oh, howdy. Okay. Who here is a farm kid? Who here has really big toys? Who here breaks them? I'm gonna get to know you guys. So my name is Andrew John Lehman. I feel like I'm in trouble every time I say it, but hey, my mom drilled it into me. So what we do is we use cameras to understand the mechanical health of farm equipment. What does that mean? We're using cameras to look for those things that have gone wrong before it becomes a really big problem. Maybe that elk horn that was in someone's tire, we might have seen it. Just saying. I have caused one of those. I won't tell you which. And probably some of you here have caused one of those issues too. We're solving downtime. We've done the math, we've crunched the numbers, and it's looking to be about $500 an hour a farmer loses when something goes wrong. Just goes wrong. Why does that matter? Well, I mean, if you're running an operation that you've been living on for 20, 30, 40 years, $500 an hour kind of adds up really fast. But also you have this math to worry about. You have to worry about the cost of repairs. The first time, the second time, you have to worry about how much loss you have from your wheat crop not coming off fast enough. Oh, and right to repair. If you can't repair your own thing, you got to wait for a tech for 2 days. It's not exactly a good time. So how did we get here though? And this is where I have a lot of fun. Aha. 2 years. 2 years of a bootstrapped startup going across North America, learning, talking to 100 plus farmers, talking to different organizations, different OEMs about what are the problems. And as you kind of heard, I'm actually new to Saskatchewan. I moved my startup here. I moved myself here. We actually started in Southern Ontario, but we knew we weren't in the right spot. When 39% of farmland in Canada is in Saskatchewan, and there's about, what, 34,000 farms here, we were like, probably a bit better to be in Saskatchewan. And so we learned a lot from farmers telling us we need certain things. We built stuff, we tried stuff. And so what we've been doing is really cool. But at the end of the day, there's one thing I want you to remember. Farmers grow data. And we're going to help them harvest it. So what do? We're building a camera system to help you keep your machines going longer. Yes, we have AI. Yes, it's cool. Yes, it's scary to some people. But we figured out a way to actually help with that, make that pill easier to swallow for people that want change but are a little resistant to it. So this app is actually being released soon. So at the end of the presentation, you'll have a QR code you can actually scan and sign up to be a beta tester. We're actually bringing in simple technology to help farmers keep their equipment going longer with simple, very step-by-step processes. What do you do when you rent a car at the airport? Or maybe if you have a kid and you let them borrow your car, what do? You check it. You might do a circle check. If you're a trucker, you do a circle check. If you're a farmer, you do a circle check. We're helping take that information. We can start to see differences when something's going wrong, when there's an issue, when there's a flap missing, when there's a hydraulic line not there. We also have Tier 2, which we release next year, which is actually into the predictive maintenance. So we can actually start to pull different information from soil types, what kind of effects that has on machinery. Our hardware, so if you want to come by our booth, you can actually see some of it in action. This hardware is an enhancement for farmers. You like to have a handle, you like to hold stuff. These can go on your machines in dynamic environments and help you in those environments. This is actually one of them. This is really cool. We actually found a hot tail light by sheer freaking accident. And seeing the farmer excited that he found an issue with our equipment by sheer accident was really cool, because that little tail light could have caused a really bad day. How do we make money? We're helping monetize your data. We're helping you make money off of it. Did you know in the United States, you can get premium reductions if you have a handheld thermal imager? Did you know that some of them give reductions if you have cameras on your machines? In Canada, we're only starting to do it. We're solving a $1 trillion problem. Also, these are the wrong slides. So we're actually solving a massive global problem that not just affects farmers, but also any industry with mechanical. Oil and gas, mining, firefighting, law enforcement. You have a vehicle, it affects you. And so this is the team that's built it, and we're now here to build with you. So please scan the QR code if you'd like to be part of it. I know you have a phone in your pocket. It's not that hard. Get interactive with this, because at the end of the day, we're going to help change this, and we need your help with that. So we're here for you. And judges, remember, we moved here. By granting us this, you're investing in us early, and we'll show you a return on investment that is not just 5, 10, 15,000, but actually innovation coming here and improving the lives of farmers and other heavy industry. Thank you.
All right, give it up for Andrew. Giving us up first. You're not going anywhere. I'll take that.
I know. I was hoping to run away.
Up here. So let's kick it off with our ag tech expert, Chris Edwards. First question. Let's go.
Yeah, good job there, Andrew. Entertaining. I like the way you talk. Just on the supply chain side, because you do have a hardware component, do you see any risks with being able to deliver that hardware?
It's south of the border. What we already did was we actually started to interface with automotive groups, automotive supply chain experts, to look at how can we source different materials from other countries, whether they were NATO countries or parts of different Asian alliance, because we wanted to make sure we brought in the right materials, because we use thermal. Those are ITAR controlled. And so we have to make sure that when you're a camera company, we can prove where things are coming from. So we've done that research, brought in the experts to help give us that advice to build the right supply chain.
Awesome. Keep it going, Jim.
Hey, Andrew, listen, great presentation. You got me a little worried about my business in the hydraulics, but that was my question for you. So if I wanted to use your system with my customers, is that something? So you would use repair companies and companies like that using it for troubleshooting?
100%.
Okay.
So one of our aspects of our new app actually has a logger. So field techs, right? You got to write notes. You're out in the field. You've got 3 calls to go to. We have a voice part of that recorder. And so we're building a slight LLM to help actually parse it out so we can actually understand what they've been saying. And it speeds up repair tech time.
That was the kind of the second part of my question. So is there vibration monitoring technology? Is there just heat sensing, or do you have other acoustic sort of monitoring or anything?
We are ready to start bringing those sensors in. So we're focused more on cameras, whether we built them or use the cell phone, but we're actively looking for vibration and acoustic sensor companies to help us because we know it's a big issue.
All right, let's keep going down the road there. Wes, our Rough Rider.
Yeah, good job, Andrew. I guess my question is, do you have the data or percentages on how many of the farmers that you've helped did you identify a problem for, or how many of the farmers that you've helped, did you find an issue before the failure? Do you have that sort of data?
Okay, so you're looking for what did our system just help right away, or they've already got these problems and they're looking for our system?
However you want to answer the question, but basically so did you prevent a shutdown, or did you how many times have you prevented shutdown of equipment?
Okay, so that example, for example, with the light, that stopped a potential fire, right? In action, they were bailing, that was July 7th, I believe. We have helped with a few others with our pilot programs in Southern Ontario. So we've got 3 or 4 that we've actually helped with something. Not all of them are a farm. Some of them were like an automotive. One of our first tests, actually, anyone here like motorcycles? Okay, exhaust leaks are bare, especially on older things. And our first test was actually, we found the ground heating up. We couldn't figure it out. He had an exhaust leak. That was our first test. So we saved him a burn, possibly saved him performance issues. So we've got little pieces of data of those little things, but I can't say I've got like 50% of that, but I'll put that in mind.
Nolan?
Good job. Just a question coming from a farmer. You say you have an app. What happens if there's no service?
SaskTel, that's your fault. So we're actually, right now it is a web app. So yes, it does require that internet action, but we are actively building it to be an app that can be hosted locally. And our systems that are actually going on combines, for example, the actual hardware kits, those are a black box. So those are independent of data. We are working on bridging in the cell phone, hence why we brought the cell phone apps in, because they will help with that telco out. So hardware right now is a black box, works with, but the cell phone app needs a steady connection.
All right, last question, Christian.
Oh, thanks. That was a good pitch. Just a question a bit on the tech stack. You're using a vision model you mentioned. What are you guys doing for that? Are you going open source, or are you using API? And what's your burn rate on that?
So thankfully, we have lots of credits from different programs. So I'll say we're using AWS as part of where they're hosted, but we have been building our own models. We've found what open source we can find, but because we're building something very, very unique. So for example, I want that picture of the elk horn, by the way, because I want to build my system to train that, because I can start to spot things, right? So we're trying to spot extra big rocks before you hit them. We only get that by being in the field collecting that data, and we couldn't find any open source exactly to help train it, so we've had to build it ourselves.
So you have to build that token cost into your cost, your expense structure.
Our free app roughly costs about, for every 1,000 users, right now we're estimating about $200 a month.
Gotcha. Awesome. And you didn't get a chance, but we got 30 seconds left. Can you just tell us a little bit about your technical team?
Yeah, so I have awesome team. Went across North America to find them. I have software students that are actually part of our team from Purdue University, computer science. Part of our leadership of science is actually from McMaster University in like machine vision, sensor fusion. Our software director is actually someone who goes to the University of Waterloo. So again, he's solution architect. And our new chief product officer has actually got 20 odd years of robotics and manufacturing experience. So we brought in the right team of different skill sets.
Right on. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let's give it up one more time for Andrew and our judges. Thank you for kicking us off. It's not easy going first. How was that, Gord? Our first one of the...
Hello.
There we go.
That was amazing. Well done for the first one. It's always nice to be the first because you get it over and done with. So thank you so much. So to introduce our next pitcher, I love all these names. We have Verona Thibault from CEDA, Saskatchewan Economic Development Association, coming in to introduce our next pitcher. Watch that.
Without any preamble.
No, you gotta
That's okay. We don't have to badger. We're behind schedule. No badger.
No. You
badger.
tell us all about. See, I'm such a terrible host.
No,
I'm
no, this is
here,
good.
but I don't think your mic's working. Is the mic working?
Mic working? Let's just introduce our next speaker.
No, you have to tell us
No,
all
no
about
more
CEDA.
bantering. We're behind schedule.
No, well, there's no schedule. It's fine. It's a schedule. Go ahead. Tell us all about CEDA.
Okay, very briefly, we're a provincial nonprofit organization, and our space is rural Saskatchewan. We're here to help communities build capacity and to help businesses start up in our own way.
Yep, absolutely.
We're big fans of what's going on here in Southeast Saskatchewan. One of my valued team members is well known to most of you, Jackie Wall from Bean Faith Saskatchewan is with us.
I've never met Jackie.
You've never met her?
Never met her.
She's a big fan too. And I'm a big fan of our next presenter. We heard a bit about her journey earlier today. Jill Reap with My Daughter's Beads. Welcome, Jill.
Tansei, Jill Deshinikashun. Hello, my name is Jill. I am the creator of Mafi Lee Rasad, which means My Daughter's Beads and Mischief. I will be the first Indigenous person in all of North America and the world, I think, to develop a beading app and provide a digital platform appealing to the next generation, enabling users to express their cultural creativity. Most importantly, I honor and respect traditional ways of learning through storytelling. Our traditional knowledge is being lost in the digital world. Beading carries stories, teachings, and identity, yet online resources lack culture, especially for those without access to elders. Existing apps aren't Indigenous-led and don't reflect our values, leaving a gap for Indigenous youth eager to reconnect. My app fills this gap, bringing beadwork, stories, and culture into a digital space. My app blends tradition with technology in a modern, culturally respectful way. Users can design patterns while engaging with teachings, stories, and culture, making it a way to learn and reconnect. Accessible to youth and educators and communities. It preserves traditions while empowering Indigenous youth to express their creativity and carry our teachings forward. We already have a prototype developed and it's functional. We created this prototype in partnership with Southeast College's computer science students. It showcases features like custom patterns, accessibility tools, and cultural content. It is ready for feedback, making it both a design space and a cultural learning hub for all ages. So traction, we've already got some streams too. Over 1,000 beading kits have been sold, generating nearly $30,000 in revenue in just 5 months. With bulk orders from the University of Saskatchewan and the National Aboriginal Capital Corporations Association, NACA, I've showcased the app and kits at major events such as the First Nations University of Canada Powwow and at Back to Batoche. Everyone there wanted to purchase my beading app on the spot. I am already branding my image in the consumer market that I plan on targeting. There's a growing movement to refresh culture in beading, and youth want digital tools to reconnect with their heritage. Institutions are also looking for Indigenous-led resources, yet no culturally specific beading app exists, making Mafili Rasad a first mover in this space. Our hybrid model offers $5 per month subscriptions or a one-time purchase. Revenue already comes beading kits and workshops. With plans to expand into a digital marketing place, kits have already been sold to educators in Brazil and Hong Kong. A strong beading community thrives in India and Australia. I'm proactive in beading groups with over 400,000 members. Reaching just 5%, that's 20,000 users. At $50 each, that's $1 million right there. To develop the app, we've partnered with Southeast College's computer science program. This is a proven cost-effective path. $34,000 to $66,000 instead of $200,000 through a firm. We already have a working demo. Next, I'll bring in Indigenous storytellers and artists to enrich the content, then launch the app on the market. Our marketing strategy is community-driven. We'll continue with social media, cultural events, and powwows, which have proven successful. We'll also collaborate with Indigenous influencers and partners with schools to integrate the app into the classroom. Today, I'm asking for a $15,000 investment. This would fund a student developer for nearly one full term. Paired with grants, that gives us 6 to 9 months of development and allows me to hire Indigenous content creators, ensuring the app grows authentically and sustainably. Well, my vision is simple: to preserve Indigenous culture through innovative technology. Mafili Rasad means my daughter's beads. This is for her, this is for my ancestors, and this is for every generation after.
Amazing. Give it up for Jill. Woohoo! All right.
You ready to be judged?
Oh, I'm ready.
I know. You're just getting ready for the pearly gates later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's start off with Christian. We're going to go the other way. What is your question for Jill?
Thanks. Great job. I just want to know, what does it cost you to assemble one of those kits?
So, well, I don't know if I should tell you that. No, I am doing a 50% markup on those kits.
50% markup? That's
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it more fair and accessible,
Yep.
but still, like, that's not even including overhead costs. So if I were to factor those things in, it would be a little bit less. But right now, for me, key is just branding, imaging, getting myself out there, and making these kits accessible to everybody. And I don't calculate in the overhead costs because it's just me and my family doing it in our home. So it's fun, and we're connecting. It's all about connection.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I love how you weren't going to give up your secret. You're a business shark ready there. That's awesome. Nolan, what's your question?
I was just wondering how you're getting out in front of all the schools within the province, or how does that marketing work?
So I'm getting out there by putting myself out there on the powwow trails. I'm visiting cultural events and I'm connecting with the community. I'm getting to know people, my elders, my storytellers, other knowledge keepers, other beaters, beating artists, right? That's the whole point of why I'm doing what I'm doing, is because I'm a disconnected Métis girl looking for a way to reconnect. And the only way I can do that living in rural Saskatchewan is by getting out there and just putting myself up on the forefront. And that's how I'm meeting people. The online world there's a gap in that. I'm trying to learn that way, trying to teach myself how to bead online and connect the culture to the art. But that was missing online. So I'm out there, I'm finding those answers to make it easier for the next Métis girl like me.
Awesome, thank you. Wes, what is your question?
So are there tutorials or are there trainings on your app? Like how do people kind of learn to get better at beading?
Yeah, the app is actually going to be a hub where we can connect beginning artists with expert artists. I actually do make those tutorials myself. And what makes my beading kits unique is when you open up the kit, there's a QR code that you scan, and it takes you to a step-by-step video tutorial where you can learn at your own pace. But most importantly, I respect and honor traditional ways of learning, and I incorporate storytelling in each and every one of those tutorials, connecting our art with our culture.
Amazing, that is, wow. Okay, Jim, over to you. What is your question?
Listen, Jill, I love your enthusiasm. I'm glad you chose that field, not ours, because one of the things we get asked in business always is what's next, and you come out with something. So where do you see this evolving, and where do you see taking this company?
So I really, really want to launch this app on the market. I see it being used in educational institutes. I want it to evolve and be accessible to everybody as an educational tool. I also see this evolving internationally. Like I said, beading culture is not just in Canada or North America. It's very heavy in Australia and India as well. I also envision myself opening up a studio here in Estevan where we can do way much more. Yeah.
Jim, you're right. You should be very happy she's not in your field. Yes. All right, over to you, Chris.
Yeah, I have a little bit of an add-on to that question. I'm curious when we talk about culture loss, if you have any thoughts or ideas on what other product streams you might add to beading in the future?
So I also make ribbon skirts, but no, that's not it. So like I said, I do want to open up a studio here where I can become the main supplier for cultural crafting supplies, where people can come to me to purchase the bulk supplies. Like I have had a hard time finding that. Like I'm going across Canada to source in my supplies for the large bulk orders that I'm getting. I've had a hard time. I have to travel everywhere I go to order in my supplies, or I have to wait for the snail mail. And when you're getting a tight deadline to do these bulk orders, it kind of sucks. So I would like to make a studio here in Southeast to do that. But there's another thing too. So when my app does launch, there's going to be a way for people to create their custom patterns and designs, but they're also going to be able to save that in PDF format. So they're going to be able to make their creations, make their project, whatever they're doing. But I also want to link onto my website, like a trading post. Have you guys ever heard of Etsy? Well, picture this, Mafi Lee Razad hosting indie.
Wow. All right, let's give it up for Jill. Woo-hoo.
Thank you, guys.
All right, let's get this. Well, Gord moves this along. We're going to bring our next co-host up on stage, all the way from Saskatchewan, but a supporter of the whole province. Give it for Kevin from Innovation Saskatchewan.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. I just want to say, Jill, that was an amazing pitch. I love a founder who's so passionate. And,
Absolutely.
And just so confident with her pitch and the answers to all the judges' questions. So just want to say that was amazing, Jill.
Cool. That was her first ever pitch, right? So let's give it one more time for Jill. First ever time pitching on a stage. Innovation Saskatchewan, you support all kinds of startups and entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial programs, startup programs across those programs, innovation, of course. Tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing in Innovation Saskatchewan to help support great entrepreneurs like Jill and the others that are pitching here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess in short, we're part of the provincial government. We are the agency that's responsible for fostering innovation, supporting research and development, and we really do that in two main ways. So we manage 2 research and technology parks, one in Saskatoon, one in Regina. So that provides office space, lab space, specialized research space and infrastructure, and most importantly, community for all of our innovators in Saskatchewan here. And then secondly, which is something that my team specifically focused on, is delivering programs, funding, tax incentives, and partnering with different organizations, including Southeast Tech Hub, CoLab, Startup TNT, on providing what founders need to succeed and grow in the province.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're very thankful for your funding, as I'm sure Gord is, for the support. And Jonathan here too, collabs, all of us are getting support from you. And it was mentioned earlier today, and I have to mention it again if you haven't heard about it. We have this amazing tax credit here in the province for making investments into startups. Aaron Janae hit everybody with that. What is that tax credit? What is it doing?
Yeah, put very simply, it's a 45% investment tax credit. So say you're an investor and you want to support Saskatchewan startups here and you want to invest in a Saskatchewan tech startup, you can get up to 45% of your investment back in a tax credit. So
we love it. It's the most aggressive tax credit in the country. So let's give it up for that. Saskatchewan put its money where its mouth is, supporting investment into Saskatchewan startups. All right, let's keep this show rolling. We got 2 more pitches to go. Who is our next pitcher this evening?
Next up we have Christy Skelton from Emerald Acres, Canada, coming up. So come on up, Christy.
Okay. Hello, everyone. As we said, my name is Christy Skelton, and what my project is, we're taking household and agriculture waste, we're turning it into a stable biocarbon product, and it's a very heat-intensive process. So what we're doing is taking part of that heat, we're harvesting otherwise would be wasted, we're putting it through a greenhouse and compost operation to allow that to run year-round with no heating costs. The kiln we're also using creates a little bit of electricity, so we can provide fresh produce to the community year-round at no utility costs. And here's some numbers that I like. 4% of all nitrogen emissions is through agriculture in Canada. If you put on your nitrogen fertilizer with a biochar, you can eliminate about 90% of those emissions. Everybody's worried about drought. Biocarbon is also a very good solution for drought. It stays in the soil. You don't have to apply it year over year, and it holds the water until the plant needs it. And that last number was I was supposed to have changed it. I just had an environmental survey done, and rather than sending things to landfill and allowing them to break down in the field, we can eliminate 79% of the emissions that would otherwise be just emitted into the air. So we're looking for municipal partners. We need the household waste and the farmers and the landowners. It's a very good soil amendment to be putting it on your field. Blue Sky Hemp Ventures, they're also located around Rosetown, which is where I'm from. And their mandate is to try and use the entire stock. And they haven't been able to find anything for the bales. So they're going to be coming to us, and we're going to be creating a useful product. Okay, our difference is the size of us. We're trying to aim for communities about 2,500 to 10,000 people. That's going to be the size of the kiln. That's the most appropriate. We're trying to right size these. So it's going to be a small community, and we're going to try, rather than put one very, very large one and truck everything in and out, we want to put 100 of these around Saskatchewan so everybody can get that local produce. We want to pick in the morning, have it on the grocery store at lunch, and have it on your supper table. This is my team. I met David, well, we were both field engineers, and he just took a company public about 2 years ago, so he's been very valuable, and Terry and Brett are both very experienced in things that I know very little about, so they've been very valuable as well. So we have everything. Like I said, I'm from Rosetown, and our community is very much on board. They've allotted a piece of land within the town limits for us. They're going to provide it at a very low rental rate rather than requiring us to buy it. Blue Sky Hemp Ventures, again, they're going to be partnering with it. And I have also had the patent search done on my idea, and it's been granted. And you might not need to know that, but it's the coolest thing I've ever done, so I tell everybody. So what we're doing is right now we are just finishing up the Sask environment permit, and as soon as we're ready to go there, we have everything. We've got all the suppliers, we've got everything pre-sold. We just need to actually get the pilot system built. What we want to do is put the pilot up in Rosetown, prove the concept, and let everybody else be first to be second. Because a lot of people are interested, but they go, well, I kind of want to see one. So what we need to do is get that pilot built. Oh, and there we go. There we go. Okay, so FCC has agreed to finance us 80% with the debt financing. So we're looking to that for that final $900,000 so that we can build the pilot. And that's it.
All right, give it up for Christy. Rolling with it there. Yeah, sometimes those PDF pictures that doesn't get that last slide, so you're gonna hit one more time. I feel like I should start with Nolan on this one, actually. So we're gonna kick it off with you.
Great job. Just wondering, when you're gonna start growing and get to 100 in Saskatchewan of these, how are you going to do that? What's the cost? Is it the communities come to you, or are you going out to them?
I think in the first, we actually have, I've spoken to quite a few people, North Battleford, PA, representatives from there. They're already interested, and again, they want to be first to be second. So at the beginning, I believe we'll get a lot of traction, and then eventually we'll be going out. What I'd really like to do is partner with SARM so that they can actually communicate it to their members. As long as we get the financials done for, say, a year, and show what kind of cost savings we can provide for municipalities.
I'm keep you guessing, Jim. You're next. There you go.
Great job, by the way. And a big challenge like this would be, in my opinion, gathering the waste and being able to separate it and that sort of thing. Am I correct in assuming that it would be food waste, or what specific types of waste, and what's your fuel source?
We can take anything that's carbon-based. So basically, we take everything but metal, glass, and concrete.
And how would you separate everything? It would be
We're not separating.
You're not separating.
We're
Gotcha.
going to filter it afterwards. What goes in determines what comes out. And if, say, you throw your regular bag in there, some of the plastic is going to come out as an ash. Food waste will come out a little bit more solid. So we're going to separate it after.
All right. Wes?
Yeah, have there been any, I guess, climate challenges? I know Saskatchewan, the weather ebbs and flows, gets pretty chilly. So
We're delightful.
Yeah, what are your, what are your answers
the
for
kiln operates at several thousand degrees Fahrenheit. So even at -30, we're estimating we're only going to be using about 10% of that waste heat. So we do want to, in the future, we'd love to be able to harvest some more of that waste heat. SaskPower is already operating, well, not SaskPower is not operating, but receiving from 4 compressor locations, the waste heat off of there, and it's 5 megawatts per site. We're much hotter than that, so eventually we'd like to get into that as well.
I guess you'll be having a meeting with Christy at some point here in the future there.
Sounds like
it. Chris.
I was just thinking, like with organic waste, I guess landfill and agriculture, there's a few different things I've heard going on before. Is there a technological competitor to biochar that we should worry about? And you can't say a burn barrel.
Yeah, no. In terms of biochar production, I believe BC is a lot farther ahead than we are. There's a lot more. I know there's people around Rosetown that are actually receiving biochar, and they have been for years, but they have to ship it in from BC. In terms of a technological competitor, right now with landfills, it's mostly methane recovery. And, we're a small community. We're not going to have methane recovery. We're just not big enough.
All right, Christian, bring us home.
No, thanks. Can you talk about your revenue model? I know there's going to be some upfront capital costs here, and how are you making money with this business?
The biochar is the most valuable product that we're going to be. And it takes 6 weeks to get the kiln from order to site. And about 10 minutes after that, we're going to have product.
And then your plan is to distribute that char and price it?
Right now, we're going to be targeting the Hutterite communities around Rosetown. Like I said, they are already bringing in biochar, and they use it for odor control. And we can meet their price, and then they won't have to pay the shipping.
Cool. Thanks.
Awesome. Let's give it up one more time for Christy at Emerald Acres. It's a great second to last pitch. I'll take that as well. Take all the things. Let's get my co-MC up here.
Hey, Jesse.
All right. Let's keep this show rolling. We got one more pitch to go and one more co-host to invite to stage. Who do we got coming up on stage?
Someone
here?
I've never met. I have no idea who she is. I've heard about her.
No one ever heard of her. She doesn't know anybody in the community. She's totally new.
Yes. Welcome, Hannah Tate.
From the University
If
of
you
Regina.
put her in a room and she doesn't know anyone, within 15 minutes, everyone will know Hannah. She is amazing. And you are currently with The Gate at University of Regina. What does Gate do?
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Hannah and I work with the Gate Center. So our name is actually an acronym. It's big, long, boring. We work in post-secondary, so that's how it goes. But really simply, what we do is get graduate students ready for career. So someone with research experience getting ready for the workforce. So everybody give a wave to Jeff up top. He's one of our brilliant graduate students. But the other thing we do is work with folks on campus to develop businesses. So I've spoken with all sorts of innovators and entrepreneurs, people interested in developing wind turbines, trying to fund a podcast, trying to sell chicken wings out of their dorm room. So we really work with a ton of different innovators and entrepreneurs at the Gate Center.
That chicken wings out of the dorm room. I think they should be up here pitching. That is amazing.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yes.
And the other neat thing is you work with Tanya and I. You work with the Southeast College and you work with us at the Southeast Tech Hub because Gate is a partner. And you have brought some students down to a number of events and you had some students attend or work with Tanya.
Absolutely. I absolutely love Southeast Saskatchewan. We were walking around a little bit earlier today, the students and a couple folks, and we're like, we could see ourselves living here. You know, when you're on holiday and you're like, yeah, I could definitely move here. The sun was beautiful. There's really kind people. So we're
Do you
really
want a job? Who do we have up next for pitching?
So I was lucky enough today to meet Brad, and I learned two things about Brad. The first thing, he takes risks. Everybody admire the pink jacket, and
Gotta love that.
this risk paid off, and we love that with an innovator entrepreneur who can take risks. The second thing is he can make the impossible possible. So over the summer, he told me a story about his kids wanting to go tubing. So there's no water. The boat was already out of the water. So how did he do it? So he rigged up a bit of a contraption for the kids, very innovative, ingenious. And he pulled those kids behind, I believe it was a golf cart. And so what we love with an innovator entrepreneur is someone ready to take risks and make the impossible possible. So can we all give it up for Brad?
Woo! All right, Brad, come on up. You're the next contestant. Come on up. Good luck.
Try that. And we're good. And it was a golf cart, and it was a tube that was supposed to be pulled behind a boat. So let me start with something everybody in this room already knows. Construction doesn't have a productivity problem. It has a paperwork problem. For nearly 2 decades, I've worked in every corner of this industry, from boots on the ground to the boardroom. And the one thing that slows people down, burns them out, and kills margins is construction administration, paperwork. I've completed thousands of time cards, LEMs, productivity reports, QC reports, ITPs, daily logs, weekly logs, monthly logs, all the logs, and estimates. And the one thing that you have to do is paperwork, paperwork, paperwork. You can't get enough of it. But right now the industry is changing. There's thousands and thousands of things that are changing, and we can't get away from it. The industry is growing at a rate of 5% per year, doubling in 15 years. New workers aren't entering the industry fast enough to meet these demands. So now we have fewer people managing more work, drowning in more work, drowning in more administration work than ever before. And this is compounded by the fact that right now in construction, margins are at their thinnest due to fierce competition. That's where side effects comes in. That's where we come in. We're building the construction platform that automates time-consuming construction administration tasks. So your best people, so the industry's best people can focus on building, not paperwork. We're using machine learning, large language models, and computer vision to automate time-consuming administration tasks. So the best people in the industry can build and not do manual data entry. Today, the North American construction industry is $3.5 trillion annually. Our TAM is $3.1 to $9.3 billion, and the variance is based on our product development cycle. We're field testing our hardware right now in rural Saskatchewan, and we have a technical team in place. That's DevOps, machine learning, UX, UI, and product development people, and of course myself. But here's the big picture. Construction tech is currently fragmented and incomplete. We're unifying it and filling in the gaps. Productivity, BIM, analytics, safety, estimating, all in one place. All in one place. This is critical as every phase of construction is interconnected. And to understand the process, to work construction productively, everything has to be united into one bonded unit. That's where site effects is changing. We're building the platform but contractors right now have a choice. They can choose to adopt into the AI revolution, or they can choose to ignore it and vanish. So right now we're building a team, and we only work with people that can see this vision. Together, we are revolutionizing the construction industry, and we're revolutionizing it right here in the prairies. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for Brad. So Brad, I don't know if you noticed, but on the stage there's some very judgmental people here, and they're going to judge you, so you need to answer some questions. So I'm going to go straight to Mr. West. What is your question for Brad?
So you're eliminating a lot of the administration work. So who, like, your base input, who's expected to kind of put in that base information to get your, you know, because you have to put in like some level of information to understand the hours and the input. that folks are getting done in the field, right? So where's that information getting inputted and by who?
We're gathering that data every day in the field with our hardware. So we have the latest in 3D scanning, capturing all of the construction work that's happening in real time. So we have two different models that we're testing right now. We have a field hardware that's about the size of a cell phone or about the size of this clicker, and the individuals are wearing it. And we're testing that against the same physical hardware, but having it mounted out here so we can see what's happening in the field. Because we're capturing what's happening in this facility, the ducts, the structural steel, the electrical.
All right, thank you, Jim. I'm going to actually skip you because I know this is your industry, so I'm going to give you last. So we're going to go over to Chris. Jim, don't look so sad. I will come back to you, Jim.
Yeah, great presentation. What popped into my head, which I've done a lot of paperwork for. I know what you're saying. This is such a big problem. What is standing in the way of it being solved traditionally?
Right now, the industry is solving this problem with the people in this room, with engineers, construction people, superintendents. So that's how it's currently solved. It's not being automated today because there's no data set. It's not existent, and that's what I'm doing right now with the hardware in the field, is I'm building a data set specifically for construction.
Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. I'm going to go over to Nolan. I'm just going in all these different directions.
My main question was, what is out there for competition? Just seems like construction and paperwork always being, you'd think there's competition out there.
There is incomplete competition. So Open Space does video capture. They use Insta360 to capture the field. So they walk the field once in a while, but they're just doing data capture. So they can scan this room and turn it into a 3D model. QPix and Doxel are doing part of what I want to do. So they're doing the same 3D capture, and you can also see what they're doing after the fact. So if you capture if these bleachers were here today and a month later they're taken out, that's what they're capturing. So that's the what, but they're not capturing by whom, when, and where. And those other components are critically important to construction due to codes and standards.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Christian.
Thanks. I was just wondering, I know this is a tough industry to sell into. I mean, it's project-based, bit cyclical. Are you looking at this as like a B2B SaaS kind of play, or is this more an enterprise kind of thing where you're selling licenses? Or are contractors generally allergic to ongoing monthly charges if they don't have a project ongoing? Just curious how you're selling this.
I'd say B2B SaaS.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
2-minute warning. Just do 2 minute.
2-minute warning.
Why are you laughing? I need to. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, we gotta do
We're gonna do this little preamble.
Oh yes, I should get my notes.
We gotta do all this stuff first. All right, everybody. Get your attention back to the main screen here as you welcome you back to Rural Pitch 2025. Powered by SAS Power, Southeast Tech Hub, Saskatchewan Disconnect F Network, and GE Verona Tachi. We're so thankful to them and to all of our amazing sponsors. Let's give it up one more time for all these amazing people.
Sponsors, we love
making
you.
this whole thing possible over these 2 days, and especially tonight. I'm so thankful for all the work they're doing to make this happen. And real quick, we want to talk a little bit about how you can support rural innovation. How can people get involved, Gord, in rural innovation?
I think the biggest thing that we can do beyond mentorship that I've already talked about is the first thing that people come into my office, they ask about is like, Gord, I need money. So I'm like, okay, I don't have any money. So how could we answer that question?
Well, actually, that's what I do at Startup TNT, so thank you for that question. Here's the Startup TNT solution. If you're interested in investing in your community or looking for investment, TNT gets investors to pre-commit capital. They put in $5,000 each at the beginning of an 8-week process, which actually for Saskatchewan is kicking off tomorrow. So we'll have about 20 to 30 investors, so $100,000 to $150,000 of investment capital in the hat. All of the investors work together, collaborate to reduce the workload on any one individual and also get the wisdom of the crowd. We actually know they make better decisions when they work together as a group. They filter through the companies. They pick one at the end that gets the whole pot. It's all syndicated together in a single vehicle that makes it easy and simple to manage the whole legal process. And of course, it's a lot of fun. You're investing in your local community. You're doing it in a social way. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, please come talk to me after on how the program works. And just a couple of key dates here coming up. As I mentioned, our program is kicking off here right away. If you're interested in getting involved on the investor side, the deadline to join is October 9th. But you can come see the pitches, whether you're an entrepreneur yourself, you're a community service provider, you're just somebody who's interested in coming out to pitch nights like this. Join us on October 9th in Regina at the Saskatchewan Science Center. It's going to be a great night. I know, Gord, you've been to some of these events. Aren't they fun?
They are a lot of fun. I'm just going to go back there to my first little thing. I'm going off script a little bit.
No,
but
Gord.
how important is it for us in our own community to create a fund from ourselves so that when one of our local entrepreneurs, one of our local innovators, Alan is one, I just see right there, coming up with wonderful ideas, If we want his idea to stay in our community, we need to fund that from ourselves. So I think you provide an excellent vehicle, some training. You're not-for-profit VC. What is that about?
We're investor-led, not-for-profit, so I'm in it because I want to invest as well. I can't write the big checks into the companies. I can write those smaller checks. I do it with my father as part of a family office. It's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in getting involved, interested in doing some of that wealth transfer, knowledge transfer with your kids, everybody who joins gets a +1 around the table. So it's a great, fun activity to do alongside your family.
Awesome.
So, yeah, come talk to me about it after.
But no one wants to hear us. They want to find out who
so,
wins, right?
But let's give it up one more time for all 4 of our pitchers this evening. They put themselves out there. It's not easy. Give it up for Christy, Jill, Andrew, and Brad. Amazing job this evening. You definitely made it hard on the judges. Let's give it up one more time for those judges. Chris, Jim, Wes, Nolan, and Christian. What an amazing job they did, didn't they?
They did an amazing job, and you guys are all standing beside each other. No one killed each other, so there was not some serious argument. Because I don't know, that was pretty tough choice.
There was disagreement.
There was a disagreement, and I love that.
We came
That's
to a
amazing.
consensus in the end. And we've come up with some runner-ups and a winner. So really quick, before we announce on who these people are, I'm just going to go through the prize allocations that we've come up with. So for our 3rd and 4th place, they're both going to walk away with $1,000 of cash each, plus $1.5K of legal value in kind from McCurcher. You'll talk to us afterwards on how to get that. Our 2nd place is going to get $3K of cash plus $3K of value in kind legal. And then our winner is going to get $10K cash and $4K of value in kind legal from McCurcher. So, yeah, we wanted to give a nice big check to our winner because we think it's going to go a little bit further that way. But, of course, we want to thank all of our pitchers for coming out. We know it takes a lot of time to come down here to Estevan to pitch. And we think at the end of the day, I think the judges are in agreement. We're excited to see where all 4 of these entrepreneurs are going to go and what they're able to accomplish. So
I'm so nervous because you said, do you want to see the winner? And I said, no, I don't want to see the winner. So I have no idea. I'm so excited.
Who knows what's going to happen. But before we announce our winner, let's announce our 2 runner-ups. Let's give it up for Emerald Acres and SiteFX. We're walking away with $1K of cash each with a 1.5 legal. Come on, Brad, Christy.
All right.
Come on stage. You're going to join us.
Well done, guys. That was well
We're going to take a picture with everybody at the end, so just wait on stage here. All right.
I'm nervous.
And so it's down to 2 here, right? So
Okay.
we're gonna rip it up and go straight for our winner here. But again, once again, our 2nd place company is walking away with $3K cash and $3K of value.
That's
in kind.
not bad.
So drum roll, please. Who's gonna be our winner?
All right.
It's the hometown hero, My Daughter's Beads.
All right, Jill.
Woohoo! And let's give it up for Andrew walking away as well. Chariot Command did a fantastic job. I got the big novelty check.
All right.
Let's get all our judges up on stage as well. I'd love to get a picture with you.
So wait. The first time you ever pitched, and look what you did. How does it feel?
It feels really good. I'm just really excited to get a picture with my kids.
Oh, she wants a picture of Oh, man. Somebody go in front of me.
So if you got a picture of Wes Cates, can I keep the money? Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. This has been a great evening. So tomorrow we are back here at 8 a.m. with the first presentation. Where's my amazing person? 9 a.m., but the doors open at 8 a.m. But remember, get your breakfast before you show up. Eat lots of eggs and drink lots of coffee. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Get home safe. And if you're interested in talking to the pitchers, they're going to be at their booths tomorrow. Go check them out and meet them.